Yes, good morning, everybody. Hello, I hope you can see my screen and also hear my voice. So we'll start off with whatever is on our screen. This is a dashboard where we want to monitor the strength of symbols, and so far we have NZD being the strongest, and then we have Swiss franc being the second strongest, and then we have British pound as the one of the weakest, and then we have Japanese yen being the most weakest. So basically today we are doing a combination of either NZD and GBP, NZD and Japanese yen, British pound, Swiss franc and British pound, or Swiss franc and Japanese yen. So that is based on the strength. Let's look at what we expect based on the trend. So based on the trend, we have Euro being in an uptrend. We have Euro JPY uptrend, and then we have Euro NZD, we have a downtrend. We have GBP CAD, GBP AUD, GBP NZD, all of them this downtrend. Then we have all the AUDs are upwards, including NZDs, all are upwards. Then we have USD CHF, where we have this is a downtrend. We have USD CAD, a downtrend, and then the Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, we have uptrend. Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, uptrend. CHF JPY is also upwards. So let's look at what we have on the main symbols. We'll start off with Euro USD. Euro USD, so far this is what is happening. We have an active uptrend. As you can see, the price continues to move to the upper side, and you can see that there's this impulsive move to the upper side. Then we had a correction, this a major move, and then a correction. Then we have that major move, and then there's a correction, another main move, and then there's this correction. So what this simply means is we are likely to see price continue to the upside. If price does not break below, especially these levels, 1.11916 or 1.11650, we do expect it to continue to the upside. So basically that's what should happen. The price may likely continue to the upside as long as it does not break below any of these levels, 1.11916 or 1.11650. The next symbol, we have GBP USD. This too is upwards. The price continues to move to the upper side, and if you attach the ADX indicator, you can see that somehow the uptrend which you had previously is getting exhausted. Instead, we are now turning into sellers, and that happened when the red line crossed below above the green one at this point, which means we started seeing a sell somewhere around this point. And what that means is, as long as the price is held below this level, we do expect a continuation to the losses. So this should be a very good sign that you are supposed to start looking for sell positions on GBP USD. We have that there, a resistance, there's a break, we have a support, there's a break below. We expect price to retrace back up to this point 1.25707, so that we pick a sell position up to this point. So simply wait for this pullback, then you pick a sell up to that point, and this should be the best place you want to sell from. So if the price can pull back up to the line which I've just drawn, that should give us the ideal place to look for a sell from. So we'll move forward to our next symbol. We'll look at USDJPY, this one. This too is upwards, as you can see on the ADX indicator. This is an active uptrend, but we're within some shape with this one, like a contracting wedge formation. So if the price rises beyond the upper trend line, expect it to continue upwards. If it breaks below the lower trend line, expect it to continue to the lower side. So as it is now, this is still upwards. Expect a continuation to the upper side. If price goes above the upper trend line, expect a retracement and then a continuation to the upper side. So we'll move forward to our next symbol. We'll look at Brent oil. Brent oil is here. So this has been upwards for some time. The price was continuing perfectly to the upper side, but as you can see now, we are now headed to the lower side, but in some shape. This is always a very good sign that we are continuing in that direction. So if the overall direction was upwards and you begin to see something like this, this is always a sign that we are still upwards. So expect a move to the lower side and then a break above, and then a correction, which means this should be the correct place to look for a buy from. A retracement, a break above, then a retracement before we continue up to this point. So the next chart we'll look at is SP500. This is actively upwards, and I'm going to add the 200 simple moving average. This is the 200 simple moving average. You can see that overall this is upwards, the price is still upwards. That upward position is supported by the ADX indicator, which is also upwards. So if you're on this chart now, you're actually supposed to be looking for buy positions. Expect price to retrace to any level, that is expected to come back maybe up to this point, so that you pick a buy position, or it should break beyond this point so that it continue upwards. Either way, if it breaks above, we are continuing upwards. If it traces down, then this should be the place to look for a buy from 3077.9. The last symbol we look at today is this on the 4 chart. This is gold, and I'm seeing this is like some shape, not a very good one though. And then we have this, just some support, a support, a support. We have a resistance, a resistance. If the price pulls back again up to that level, then this should give us the ideal place to look for a buy. So in this case, we'll temporarily disregard this moving average. We'll rely only on these levels, the upper trend line and the lower trend. And we had a support previously, a support, a support, and we should pick a buy when the price gets back to that point. So simply wait for price to retrace back down so that you pick a buy position. Expect that buy to take us up to this point, up to this resistance, a resistance, a resistance, a support, support, a support. Expect a bounce from this point up to the resistance which you are seeing at the top.